When it comes to drug testing your employees, it isn't as simple as sending a sample to the lab and saying, "Show me the drugs." Drug testing doesn't work like that. It can only test for what you tell it to test for. That means you need to decide ahead of time what drugs you want to include in your test. But how do you do that? For starters, you need to consider the testing requirements of any authorities you are subject to. For example, if you have employees mandated by the Department of Transportation, DOT, you are required to test for a specific list of drugs and no more. But heads up, this list changed as of January 1, 2018. Prior to January 1, DOT required covered employees to be tested for amphetamines, including ecstasy, cocaine, cannabinoids, PCP, and opiates, but only organic opiates, meaning those that come from the poppy plant, illegal drugs like heroin and opium, and prescription painkillers such as codeine and morphine. Starting January 1, DOT requires you to add 4 semi-synthetic painkillers: oxycodone, like Oxycontin, oxymorphone, found in Opana, hydrocodone, for example, Vicodin, and hydromorphone, found in Dilaudid. Even if you are not mandated by DOT, testing for this list of drugs at minimum is prudent, but it's best practice for you to add a few more commonly misused drugs: barbiturates like phenobarbital, benzodiazepines, which are tranquilizers including Valium and Librium, methadone, and propoxyphene, which isn't even manufactured anymore. Remember, the test only tests what you tell it to test for, so the first thing you need to know is what you're already testing for, and it's a good idea to get that list in writing from your drug testing vendor. Then, talk with your vendor. Ask questions. Clearly articulate what you are interested in purchasing. And of course, don't forget that it's vital to have a medical review officer in the testing process, especially when it comes to prescription meds. This protects employees from testing positive for medications they are taking legitimately and appropriately, and protects you, the employer, from finding out medical information you might not have a right to know. And finally, it's always important that you formally tell your employees what substances they're going to be tested for, the cutoff level for each drug that will result in a positive test, under what circumstances they'll be tested, what they can do if they feel their test results are inaccurate, and what will happen if they do have a confirmed positive result. Make sense? Taking this extra step to identify prescription drug abuse is a step toward a safer, healthier, and more productive workforce. And if you want help anywhere along the way, you can always reach out to us. We'd be happy to help.